So, hey guys, welcome to the channel. I am working through some seeds, organizing a few things, catching up on what I've got, trying to do some starts, and basically I'm trying to test the germination of a few things, just kind of playing around, seeing what I've got, what they'll do, so you know what to work with. You don't want to plant a whole bunch of things if they're not going to come up. So I'm playing here. Man, I've got Kentucky Wonders still from 2016. Look at that, it was all packed away. I did this one time 2 years ago with my Missouri Wonder Beans, and you can't really even find them. So I'm just playing around. I'm going to see what comes up, you know, whatever's going on. But let's just talk about a heart-to-heart while we work, because that's pretty much the way it's going to have to be. We'll talk and walk. We can talk and walk and chew gum at the same time. I mean, we really can do it. Right. So today and tomorrow, we're pretty much going to be pushing the mid-70s. We could even get up to 80 in the next 2 days. I know, it does this every year, and we'll be freezing our tails off in about 3 weeks. So I'm trying not to get too anxious about things. It's a good time for us here in East Tennessee to, you know, do a few spring crops and whatnot, but really it's a good time for us to plan. I don't really like to plant my summer crops, we've talked about this before, until around Mother's Day. It used to be the middle to third week of April, but that's changed. We've talked about that before. But it's a good time now to get out, get fresh air, organize, clean up, and get all that prep going. Because like I said, next week we might be, 40 degrees and have 7 days of rain. So anytime you can jump ahead, it always helps you out when May comes. So we're going to be doing some things here. I'm going to plant a little bit of spinach right here. And nothing major, just in my little pot, my little potted thing here. See, so if you do like urban homesteading, planters and things like that, this little doohickey right here, I've had it for several years, has worked great. Last year it had 2 beautiful tomato plants in it right off my patio, just for fun, and some basil. And then I cleared that out, and then for fun, over the winter, I threw a bunch of greens in there. Didn't know what they would do. Boy, mustard greens were coming up like you've never seen. So I know this planter works, but I am going to feed the soil a little bit. I've got rabbit poop pellets. Better know which one that is. That I'm going to put in here, and then I'm going to just sort of work it up, and then I'm going to put in my wood chips on top. I like to put the wood chips just lightly on top, just to kind of keep the moisture in, because like I said, we've got some hot days. So I'm just going to work this up. Now see, I still have my wood chips, and I'm not going to stress about that. That's where one of those tomato plants was. That's just a little bit of that soil left. I'm not going to sweat it. And then that was a husky, I believe. Yeah, it was a husky. I really like husky tomatoes. They're some of my favorite. I love little cherry tomatoes. I mean, if it's going to be a light year for you, you're trying to rest the ground, and you just want to do a few small things, don't ever miss out on those small, the hundreds, and we just call them Tommy Toes. And I'm just going to work this up and see here. Oh, look at all that beautiful. Now, those are not Cocoa Puffs, okay? Mama ain't working. Don't let the kids get confused in thinking that, those are Cocoa Puffs. Now, I'm just going to do some spinach this time in here. Spinach and Swiss chard are really my favorite greens. A lot more than a lot of others. They're not as bitter to me. I'm not a big kale person. I like mustard greens because you can smother them in vinegar, but I'm not a big, I'll eat kale, don't get me wrong, but if I'm going to have to choose, I love spinach. And so I'm just going to have a little bit here to put into smoothies and to pick fresh, just something simple. And I'm going to put this in here, and about a ½ inch deep, and we'll cover it up. And when they start to sprout, and if they germinate and they do what they're supposed to do, you never know, then like I said, I'll come back and I will cover them up with my just a fine layer of the wood chips from my own piles. Okay, so the next thing that I've got is Dehydrating. That is an entire bag I just pulled out the dehydrator real quick, working all kinds of things right now. And I put organic strawberries. This is one of those big old bags from Costco. So you need to keep whatever you've got, your freeze dryer, your dehydrator, your canner. Just have something going all the time right now, folks. That's what I'm doing. If it's just 1 or 5 or 10, whatever you can do that day, just keep things going, okay? So I took organic strawberries and I put them in the dehydrator. They dehydrated. It actually took them about a good solid 24 hours. Sometimes smaller fruit, blueberries and things like that they can sometimes dehydrate really good within 12 to 18, but not these big old fat juicy strawberries. Well, they finally did. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put them in a can. I'm gonna can them. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them in a mason jar. Probably, it might have to go in a quart. I don't know how this is gonna fit in there. I don't know if it'll be a pint or maybe I'll just do 2 pints, not sure. But then I will literally vacuum seal them. And I probably will go ahead and put a oxygen absorber in there as well to keep it a little bit longer. If this is just going to be short term, that would do the job, but I don't know when I'll use these. So I may put a lower level oxygen absorber in there. So we're staying busy. I mean, it's just nonstop. So if you're dehydrating things, I'm encouraging you to grab those frozen vegetables, grab those fruits and things like that. Beef jerky, whatever, stay busy. So this right here is something I've got to finish up in a quick order. I literally was bringing all of these items in back in November, and I did not finish. They've just been sitting in my dining room with a towel over them. And I want you to see all the Missouri wonders I have. See, this is what we do. We stay busy. This is what you're doing. You're staying busy. I also have, I think these are my Trail of Tears left over and that I need to finish to pack away or use. I'll probably just reuse them. And that was my last little bit of Cosmos. See, we're not just talk around here. We're not, just, all the things that we could be, that people like to say when you tell them truth. No. It's called, we are working our tails off. And so are you people. So the next thing that I'm doing is I'm starting Bonnie Best tomatoes. I think I'm going to have enough time to, just in time to put these in the ground. Probably like I said, the 2nd or 3rd week of May. We're just in the 1st week of March. Really would like to have had these done probably around Valentine's Day, but I still think we're going to be just fine. So I'm going to be getting all of my tomatoes ready here and see how we do with these. This is just one little pack. We can use all kinds of things. We've got toilet paper rolls. You can use solo cups, whatever. But a couple years ago, I got a lot of these for like pennies. And I packed them away because, see, people like me and people like you, we think ahead. We don't just rush out and scramble because we've panicked. See, we urge people to do their due diligence, but we are constantly thinking about ours. And even though we may not necessarily be using this item today or this season, we know there's going to come a time where we will. The next thing that I'm working on is I kept some of my sweet potatoes that I grew last year. And you can see that they are already starting to do their thing. So I'm going to be creating hopefully some slips from these. So I've kind of brought them out here and I'm laying them out. I'm checking them over and going to be attempting to work those. A lot of the times when we do these things, they don't work or they fail. That's just part of homesteading, being self-reliant and trying to grow things on your own. But you have to keep at it. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. And even with that, it's not foolproof. But this is just something else that I'm doing today. So I gathered up my quail eggs from yesterday to today. And I've kept these. I just stuck them in a little feed tray up there, and I brought them down today because I'm about to start an entire incubator on these quail eggs. Now, I know a lot of people, when they set their quail eggs, they might do a whole lot more. I always try to get 10 or 20 quail at a time. I do this once or twice a year to keep my quail going and, to get the eggs that work for me and my family. But this is another thing we're working on today. So once I finish the seeds and once I fix lunch and once we get these slips going and the tomatoes going, we're definitely going to have to get the other incubator out because we've got to get these babies growing. So we had a tree fall and we just pretty much rough cut and brought over the wood. So we're going to have to, because we're in the month of March, we're going to have to, hopefully in the next couple of days, we're going to have to start splitting this and stacking it. So therefore, it will properly dry out for me to use on my wood stove come next late fall into winter or when the weather is right or when we want to use our stove. So see, this is something else that's slated here for just the next couple of days because the weather is working out really, really good, because you really want your wood to season out. The best gentleman that I know in terms of knowledge, he always recommends if you can get it to season about 8 months, that's going to be the best choice for you. So as you can see, we got some work cut out for us here. So here's what it boils down to, people. I'm busy. You people that are like-minded like me are busy. You're not taking the time to sit around and debate politics. You don't need somebody to, tell you that you better have a fire under your butt like no other, okay? So you can probably tell I'm being a little cute, right? I'm really not being cute in all that I'm doing, but I'm being cute in my language. Scoot the kids out. What that means is I'm being a smart ass. For y'all that don't know, down here, kind of like bless your heart. When you say somebody's being cute, showing out, we're showing out. We're being a smart ass, okay? Because I know that, again, I am here to literally encourage y'all and to encourage myself. And, it's so funny to me that you have people. It amazes me, really. I know all that. You know stuff in your mind and you go, I just can't believe that's real. I think we live in that world every single day. But here's the thing. I cannot believe that people would rather sit around and argue about what all is going on and debate somebody that's trying to be the watchman on the wall, as you like to call it out there, and debate about things. Have you been to the gas pump today? It went up that 10 cents I told you about. We are $3.79 here in Southeast Tennessee. I just want to remind you that on November the 8th of 2020, I'm going to keep posting this picture. We were $1.59, y'all. Not, 18 months ago. $1.59. So and now we're pushing $4. Y'all are in so much pain, it's not even funny, it's going to get worse. I think they were predicting today, there were different individuals worried about oil going up to, what, $180 a barrel? I don't think people understand how devastating something like that would be. So yeah, I'm out here planting and planning and thinking and organizing and all kinds of stuff. And people that are in tune with reality are doing the same thing. You really need to cut off these people, and I'm doing it, that just want to sit around and talk about it and debate about it. They are a waste of time for you. I am just not going to allow somebody, number one, to tell me that I'm not a Christian. Well, I shouldn't have said that cuss word, though. But anyway, Lord, I know. Anyway, but, I'm just not going to sit around and debate with these people and allow you to say, I'm not a Christian. This was a good one today. This was a good one. This really bright woman said that I'm not Appalachian. Because I told y'all yesterday, on the video I uploaded yesterday, that a speaker on the Tucker Carlson show was warning you that your bills on your groceries expect $1,000. Apparently there's been other people since that are saying, yeah, that's pretty much what you better start, just expect it. Plan for it and prepare for it. I didn't tell you to go watch Fox News. I told you what this individual who is a farmer said on that show. And I clearly also said, I don't think this guy has any agenda. I think he's telling you what he is seeing. If you don't believe me, go check it out yourself. Why do you want to attack somebody like me? Why do you want to attack my audience and people that are here and agree? You must not grocery shop. Or let me guess, maybe we pay for your groceries. I don't know what your story is. But for you to tell somebody that, they aren't this, they're not honest, they're not Christian, they're not Appalachian, they're not all of these things. Now, my feelings aren't hurt. But what I'm doing is see my audience here, y'all that's watching, that's you. This is the mindset of people that have literally allowed this country to be dragged under the mud. It is. Wow, don't hurt people's feelings today, Tara. Well, I just did. I am going to hurt your feelings because you're hurting my bottom line. You're beginning to take biscuits out of my kid's mouth. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not gonna go over too well with a lot of moms like me. And if I had to bet a sprinkled donut on who's gonna win that one, might want to think about that. So I'm just saying, when the throwdown comes at the Walmart and you're fighting for that bag of flour, well, you won't be fighting for that bag of flour. See, people like that say stuff like that to me and say stuff like that to you, they don't have a snowball's chance in hell. I said it. You don't have a snowball's chance in hell. We literally pray for people like you. Actually, we are the people that are we're the ones trying to wake you up. That's right, poke you in the eyeball, sister. How dare you? So I just say, I'm going to send you off and say good luck. We're all in the lifeboats. We're going to watch you go down with the Titanic, okay? I don't know what else to say. But I guarantee you, I bet you're not planting spinach. I bet you ain't shoveling manure. I bet you ain't moving chickens. I bet you ain't baking bread. I bet you ain't dehydrating a thing today. I bet you're not going to take anything up there and shovel more crap. And clearly, you just want to put it out. You just want to put out the crap. I don't push any propaganda. I'm actually one of the people saying, y'all better stop listening to the propaganda. But the fact still remains, if something seems seemingly honest, regardless of where it is said and who says it, because I can validate it by my own experience, you know what? Let me tell you something real scary. Wait a second. So this morning when I got up and I made my little cup of, I don't really drink coffee, my little tutti frutti drink I like to drink every morning, which, you know, I'm gonna have to say goodbye to that. But I sat and did my math. See, I did math. Do you know what math is? Well, I'm talking about painful math. You know, the people that still try to balance a checkbook and they look at the bottom line. I looked at my egg sales and I looked at the current feed situation that I'm in right now today. Now, all I did was the feed. I didn't account for gas, time, or egg cartons. And do you know what I'm going to have to start charging my customers based upon my last egg sale? Now, I think I'll get more eggs. I sold out, so that really doesn't matter. I think I'll sell more eggs on the next one because we're just now really getting back into it. But as of today, just roll with me right now, baby. Shh. Listen. If I were to sell you a dozen eggs of mine today for you to eat and feed your kid, based upon feed alone, and average alone, I'm going to have to charge you $11.50 a dozen. Isn't that great? Not $3, not $5, not $6. No. For the quality feed, to keep my birds and to do what I've been doing for years, because prices have shifted so hard over recent months, I did my math because, see, I'm back into selling my eggs now. I am at a whopping break even of punching my customers in the face with $11.50. Don't worry about the egg carton. Don't worry about me washing your eggs. Don't worry about my time. Don't worry about my pine shavings. Don't worry about me cleaning. Don't worry about me driving. Oh, we're almost at $4 a gallon. Probably will be by the end of the weekend. Don't worry about any of that. Just for me to feed my birds and to sell them. $11.50. I saw another woman today, based upon hers, she did her math too. $9. So I'm not really off my rocker when I tell you. So guess what Tara's having to do? Tara's having to refigure how she's going to be working her hens. Am I going to have to cull some? Am I going to have to stop selling eggs? This was on my video yesterday. So pardon me if I sound a little rough, but a couple of these little smart alecks that I deal with from time to time, and y'all deal with all day long, which, you know, couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. Just want to tell you, people like us, which is the majority of the people that are watching this channel, this is the pain we are feeling. Okay? The farmer telling that information on Tucker Carlson's show day before yesterday, or on Glenn Beck's show, a different one, and a different one here, and a different one there. They didn't cause that. You need to reflect on who is causing that, who continues to allow these things to happen, why, and did you vote for it? I bet you did. And if you did, and if you have been like me over years past, you go, I supported this person, and it didn't take but a couple of years of growing up and becoming an adult and actually having to have responsibilities for me to go, they weren't what I thought. We all have had that. I will submit that to you. But don't come to me and tell me that I'm making stuff up and feeding propaganda to my audience. Like I said, get in the real world for about a day and a half and figure it out. And I'm going to let you know if you don't, like we said before, and like I'll say again right now, darling, you don't have a snowball's chance in hell. Good luck. We're praying for you. We are. Somebody has to tell you. Well, listen, this has been fun. I know y'all like to hear me rant. And like I said, most things roll off my back. But I just know that people like me and people like the majority of you watching this video right now, you're getting slammed face down in the mud, and you're just at the beginning of it. Nobody's fighting to get you out, so we're just going to have to fight ourselves. There is not one bigger beast on the planet than a mother who fears for her own children. God be with anyone that stands in our way. Ladies, gentlemen too. You better be ready for all the things that are happening. I tell you to stay proactive as possible, busy as possible, and do what you can as much as possible. Whether you have a farm or not is irrelevant. I had one person say to me, well, you shouldn't say because I don't have a farm, and so you should. I didn't say one darn thing about people not having farms. I said for you to go stockpile your pantry. I've also said the majority of the people in this country don't have farms, much less can grow a garden. So how do we need to combat that? While the getting is good and the getting is semi-affordable for most people, you better be smart. That's what I've said. That's what I will continue to say, because that's not propaganda. That's the doggone truth. So don't put words in my mouth, and don't take me out of context. Because I assure you, if we stand toe to toe, I'll still be saying what I'm saying, and I bet you a donut you'll back off because you're flat out wrong. That's where we stand. That's where it's headed. That's really where we already are. Just some of you poor people, you just don't know it yet. All right. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. I need chocolate cake. All right, guys, I love you. Don't let these people push you around, baby. Don't. No. What world you in? That's how you need. Just come right back at them. Just let it roll. We're in the fight. Let's do it. Stay busy. Do not stop. I love you. Even though I'm biting at you. Even those other people. You know, call me what you want. That's cool. Not really, but okay. I hope you're stocking that pantry full as a tick. We'll see you on the next video.